it's like in comparison to like the previous, compared to the previous Summer and Yukata characters, right? Where is it? Like compared to the previous ones, right? Like the way he works is like it's so meh, right? Like even this year alone, you have like Medusa, Silva, and Yukata, right? Yukata is Naru as well, right? You have these three characters, and then last year you have this, you have Shiva, Tabina, Shalim, you have this Potato, you have Ilnod. Heck, even Izmir, I would say, is providing way more compared to him. And then yeah, Monkey probably is a little bit dated now because you know Panacea is coming out, right? And then this one as well, Kubira, trumpet emoji. Yeah, even this one you can kind of make do with her. Yeah, and then this one is all still the same shit. This one not that good, but yeah, you use this for the other specific stuff. Crash generation. This one's for every single hard raid you're gonna use her, kind of thing. It's very, very unfortunate, man. Like we have three really shit ones. Like even though, right, we actually have like crazy amount of like really good characters last year though. Like last year, if I recall correctly, we have like 13, right? 13 characters. And like I think in that year alone, when they came out, I think only like a few were kind of whatever. Like Seed-Free is kind of whatever. Metera is like proving grounds only kind of thing. And maybe like some specific shit for your like Diaspora shit now. But like last year we did not have Diaspora, so Metera is kind of like whatever. Max Summer is kind of like some shitty ass 6 or something, so you don't really bother with her at all. So there's like only like a few really notable ones that you don't really care about. Like even Yingwei, you don't really care about it either, right? Last year. But like out of all that, you have so many else, yeah? You have Kubira, you have Monkey, Izmir, Ilnot, Zal Haldalala, whatever her name is. Then Tabina, Shalim, and Shiva. You have so many really good ones last year. This year is like what we got so far. We have Medusa, we have Silva, Naru, Jiki, Doggo, Shion, Mirin, Magisa, and Clarice. And out of all that, the really good ones is only this probably at most this two. This one may be on the side already, but she's still really fucking nice to have. And then you have Magisa and Clarice, right? So far. Because probably we're gonna get another couple more or something of summer characters in Flash. And then like, yeah, you don't really need Vikala. You do not need the Doggo. Shion's kind of whatever. Mirin, sure, but I don't think you really need her either. It's like, you know, because end of the day, for Fire's case, even now, right, you don't even need Mirin. The only thing you need is just Silva and Wilnas. If you have both Silva and Wilnas and like Kubira or something, or even like Christmas Nemone or something, you're pretty much fine anyway. You don't really need anything else. Mirin is just like, yeah, sure, extra add-on with like katana shit, whatever, but that doesn't even really matter now too, because with Mugen shit coming out, right? The Mugen raid coming out, you probably don't even want to just rely on the likes of Diaspora weapon to even make your fire grid. Because you probably want you want Mugen's weapon instead, because that actually bumps up your fire damage in some way. I'm not sure what is it gonna be, right? But like, I'm very sure it's going to be something that increases your fire damage somehow. Supplemental cap, whatever shit, right? Yeah. And it's sword too, so if he has similar thing as like what Diaspora is, right? You have like XX amount of swords, you increase this stats, right? It's gonna bump up Magna so much as well too. So it's like, you don't really even need Mirin Summer at all. And Shion is like, yeah, whatever. So the characters are so shit. And then yeah, you have like fucking Tico and fucking Strum as well. And they're like, huh? They're good looking characters that you can use as skin, but then it's like, I don't think people really even use Strum these days unless you're like super like you. I feel like the only time you want to use Strum, right, is for her second stance, the blue defensive stance thing, like the OG Sturm, by the way. The OG Sturm. I think that's the only thing you really use here for. The Summer is like, you only use for OTK. But do you really need that for OTK? Probably not. Clarice is like, you must have her if you want to burst down, like part of the meta shit right now. If you want to burst well with water, you need Clarice. End of story. Clarice is like the character now for water. Like part of the meta shit. From Magisa is like, you only use Magisa if your dark is shit. Like if you did not even bother getting 6 to ULB or whatever, yeah. Then you can just use her, right? Because people are just coping using her and say, oh, my 6 sucks. Might as well just use Magisa, lol. Imagine not having 650 by now. God damn seasonals. But yeah, it's like, so you see, right? That's how many characters we have already. So we have Medusa, Silva, Naru, Vikala, Vajra, Shion, Mirin, Magisa, Eustace, Clarice, Tico, Strum. That's like 13 already, right? We have fucking 13. Or is it 12? I probably miscounted. 12, 13. So it's like, you see, right? We already have so many summer characters. I'm not sure if they're really going to add more, which I think they are. Because we did get another set of new characters last year. Like we got like the Tico and Sturm in like a shit banner, like a 3% banner. Like last year we had that too, and that was like I think who was that? Last year was Siegfried and Ilnon. Wait, no. Last year was the Yukata Potato and Tabina. That was last year. It's kind of crazy too, right? Like Yukata Potato, as in these two. These two came out on the 3% banner last year. These two. So imagine that. These two came out and then followed by Shalim and Shiva on Flash. But the only main difference is that we do not have a grand character in there. Well, technically we do because Poseidon was there, but Poseidon was in July Lake Fest, I think. Yeah, it was July last year. So it's not like part of that month, right? Poseidon was like 2 weeks before. But yeah, last year had like a fucking massive explosion of insanely good ass summer characters, man, last year. This year is like only like a really handful. There's only a few handful that is really notable ones. Medusa, Silva, Clarice. I wouldn't really, I mean Magisa is like sure, okay, sure, yeah. But I wouldn't even really say it's like you really need a character like her. It's honestly much better to just aim for 6, because 6 is permanently in every single slot in the game for your dark. Doesn't fucking matter. OTK, burst, and full auto. He's a 3 in, like basically he's like super all around. He does well in everything. Why do we not want that? So it's like if you want to, like, if you're playing the game, right? That's one of the main reasons why he is one of the most sorted out characters either way. 6 and Neo. 6 and Neo 150 is the most sorted out characters. Like, any other is kind of like, you know, it's kind of aight, right? It's kind of like a nice thing, but it's not like super important, you know? Like, take like Quatre, for example. Even Octo, for example. It's like, yeah, it sounds nice, but I wouldn't even say you really need like Octo, to be honest. Like, yeah, Octo did help me in last Guild War, but it's not really like you really need that, right? End of the day, it's like, if you didn't manage to luck shit Galleon, I don't think you need Octo anyway, right? Because end of the day, you probably want Galleon instead of Octo, right? Because, you know, Booba and shit, right? But yeah, it's like, there is still a small chance we are getting extra summer characters in Flash though. But I don't know how, I really do not know how is it gonna be, man. Is Wemdus really gonna be Flash? I'm guessing she's gonna be Flash because Fidel and Wilnas is already in Lakefest. And then we have Galleon in Flash, so I'm assuming Wemdus is just gonna follow suit just to balance shit up a little bit, right? So we have 2 dragons on each banner kind of thing. right? Sure. But yeah, so far it's like if you I feel like for this specific summer shit, right? The summer units kind of thing, you know, like, you know, I like it's still technically better to spark or to roll during the blowout, right? Because you can get all the summer characters for this specific year. But like, if they're really just gonna keep up with this, right? Like this set of characters so far, right? I feel like you better just ignore it. You know? It's like you won't only roll just for Clarice and Medusa, I think. And maybe Silva. I feel like these three are the really important ones in this year so far. In this year, summer characters, these three characters are the only really important ones in my opinion. It's like, yeah, Yukata Naru is great, but I feel like you can kind of make do without her anyway, right? Because you have like Grand Vera and shit these days, so it's not so important. Plus you have like, even Kubira full limit break turned out to be really, really good too, so it's not like we really need Yukata Naru at all. Same goes for like the rest of the other ones. We don't really need those characters. Because we already have like relatively good characters that can, you know, do what they're basically supposed to do anyway. Right? It's like, once again, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure people are just gonna say, why is it that you're always trying to negate Magisa? But like I said, you're eventually gonna fucking aim for like 6 or whatever, right? Even if you're 6, alright, wait. Even if you're 6, right, it's at only 130, and then there's so many people out there are just saying, it's like, but my Magisa is out damaging 6 even though he's at 130. So what? He's fucking tanking the shit out of it for you. He's doing so much damage on his own. He's tanking everything. What? Why does that fucking matter? The only thing that you really want out of Magisa is the dispels. That's it. I do not know why there's so many people thinking like, oh, Magisa is like the greatest fucking unit right now because, you know, she can out damage 6. Bruh. Whenever I see people say that, it fucking kills me on inside because it's like so cringe. 6 does so much more than what you think. It's like, oh, you just see the last screen, right? You know, you just go to your summary of your raid. You see 6, oh, his damage sucks, but he's doing so much other shit though. He's doing so much other shit. He has sub. He has fucking sub. He has sub and dodge all. What Magisa has? Refresh and light damage cut. Yeah, that shit is gonna fucking save your life, right? What if the boss still does like fucking 10,000 damage per hit? Magisa can tank that shit. 6, just press one button, you're done. Like, what the fuck, man? And yeah, even if you manage to get 6 to 130, you're still going to use him because at 130, he's already a much better character to burst down. So you can use like the Rune Slayer shit to farm bars. Does Magisa do that? No. Dude, 6 alone already probably gotten me like 30 to 40 bars already at this point. He's so fucking worth it. What does Magisa even fucking do? She doesn't do shit. She does damage, sure. She looks fucking great on your screen, sure. But she, like, this is... you have to always remember, I'm always talking based on like the usability of the characters in the game, okay? It's like, yeah, I love some fucking characters, I love their looks and shit, but that doesn't change my fucking mind on how useful they are, okay? It's not like that, you know? It's like, yeah, I love the characters, but that doesn't mean I need to go, you know, that kind of shit. It's like, but this character, you know, I can't fucking do that. End of the day, I need to speak based on how good the character is, because at least end of the day, people would know whether the character is worth going or not. So, because, you know, people want to at least have like at least some sort of power spike end of the day. You have to remember that. People always want that. It's like end of the day, it's like, yeah, I want my waifus and husbandos. Yes. But at the same time, deep down, I'm very sure you want some sort of power spike. I'm quite sure. You're always hoping that your waifus and husbandos can always make you stronger. Right? Even though they're shit like Eustace or whatever, or like Tico and stuff, right? Like, you're just gonna, you're like trying to cope that they're actually strong and help you and shit. But at the end of the day, they don't. God, this turned out to be a rant after a while. A very passionate rant. But I'm just letting you guys know what I think about the characters, okay? Like, whether or not the characters is really gonna be good for, like, whatever content that we have today, right? Like, yeah, maybe Magisa might actually be good for, like, specific Guild War later on. But who knows, right? Because Dark Favorite Guild War is gonna be, like, what? Next year? And who knows, we're gonna get another very OP Christmas character or Halloween character for Dark or some shit. I don't know. Maybe next Zodiac is gonna be Dark. I don't know. Right? Who knows? Because by then, probably... Excuse me. You also have to remember, next year is Vikala full limit break, okay? And we all know we still know how good Vikala is. Like her OG Vikala. We all know how good she is, right? She's getting a full limit break soon. She dispels as well, by the way. So, what if by then Magisa is just fucking useless already? Because Vikala fucking she doesn't Vikala like get free dispel on dodge? Right? If I recall correctly, it was one of her passive. She get a dodge she gets a dispel every time she dodges. And what if her full limit break turns out that she gets her dodge effecting to herself much more often? So in other words, she's just gonna dispel every single turn. And then Magisa is like, you can only dispel if you Ogi. She only dispels if she Ogis, because she's ending the cooldown, right? She's ending the cooldown of her nuke. So she can do that, right? Yeah, but what if she's gonna be that one character next? So it's like, you wasted all of your shit for Magisa, where she's essentially crap. Like, her role in Dark is already over in less than 6 months. See what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, you would actually think that she's gonna be really good, right? That's why, you see? That's why it's like, I know, Magisa looks fantastic. I fucking love it too. Why else do you think I'm always using her in overlay? Okay? If I actually hate how she looks like, do you actually think that I will use her in my overlay? Of course not, right? But in terms of usability, when it comes to that specific time, my only regret is actually not getting Clarice. Because Clarice is actually meta. She is the shit. If you do not have her, your burst is actually trash. You have to remember that. That's the only thing I could say about that. Clarice is like a whole another level, because she gives you Thunderfont shit, basically turn everything to fire, and then she has a full party assassin. Even though it's just a one-hit thing, but it's a full party assassin. Okay? That's why she's so freaking strong. And then she's also giving 80% echo to MC, if I recall correctly, right? Is it 80%? I think it was 80%, right? Yeah. 80%. It's kind of like the same as Lucio too. She's so strong, man. That's why you see, like, if you compare in the likes of Clarice and Magisa, the sheer differences for what the character does on that element is very different. The only thing Magisa does is for you, she just probably carries you in like Yeah, that specific period of time. And then until when you decided to get 6 to full ULB and shit, you're just gonna use 6 anyway. Yeah, if you think about it, right? Yeah. If Magisa was a different element, probably better. She'll probably shine more in like maybe, I don't know. Heck, even water might be okay as well, actually. Or even fire, who knows? But yeah, I just think that Magisa is just not really that great for Dark at all, because Dark, end of the day, Dark is really, really hard to beat Fidel, Leech, and 6 combo. It's so fucking hard to beat that. The problem with Dark is that the limit, the sky, to hit the limit for Dark is so fucking high, man. It's really, really hard, because the amount of shit that Fidel is already providing is really hard to beat that. Same goes for Leech, right? It's just way too hard, because, you know, like, Leech itself is already doing like massive debuffs and massive sustain to your team, right? And she does so much damage because of a stupid ass fucking nuke. And then Fidel gives you so much defense, gives you an extra free debuffs permanently. You just need to press that feel button. She always double Ogis, and then she always auto nukes, which also debuffs too, by the way, and is a very, very good debuff as well. You also have to remember that it also gives a very, very good debuff. Fidel gives a very, very strong debuff, multi-attack down. So what if, like, put it this in there, what if you have that all stacked up, right? And then the boss somehow has double strike and echo or supplemental. That doesn't matter when he's forced to single attack, because Fidel can do that shit. That's why Fidel is so fucking strong. And not to mention, Fidel also gives extra heals because she has poisoned me from a stupid field thing. So she gives extra heal, and because, you know, you have that stupid insane buff from Leech, and yeah, it just stacks all together. That's why he has so much sustain. That's why it's so hard to, like, it's so hard to get rid of them. The sky is so fucking hard for Dark. Meanwhile, on other elements, is like, yeah, it's like you can just, you know. Also, this video is supposed to be like just for Eustace, and just turns out to be a summer thingy.